All right, so this evening we're going to talk about something very important in this business, and that is overcoming objections. But before we get into kind of the meat of that, I feel like there's some things that we should discuss kind of leading up to that, so that you feel a little more comfortable even inviting and getting to the point where you may come across an objection. Okay, so the first thing I want you guys to think about and remember is that we are shares people, not salespeople. So if you're like me and you get kind of an icky feeling when it comes to trying to sell somebody something, that's okay, because that's not what this business is about. This business is about connecting people with the products that they need and want, rather than making a sell for profit. And I thought this was a good motto to put on here. I don't sell stuff. I offer hope, help, excitement, and freedom. I lock arms with people who want to do the same and have fun doing it. So I thought that was a pretty good motto to go by on that. So if you ever feel strange about selling, just remember that's not what we're doing. We're sharing our own journey and sharing the products and getting them in the hands of people that need them, not talking someone into something that they may regret or that's not even something that they wanted. That's two totally different things. So what you would want to think about going from there is, what is it that we share? We share our journey, and that inspires others to join us or start their own journey. And this is going to be something that we want to get personal with and talk about, exactly what the products have done for you. Because we also share what we have to offer, which is the products and so much more. And we'll go deeper into that later in the call. But what you're doing is sharing what you have to offer, which are the products, by showing how they've impacted you. And that's your journey, the journey part of it. And we also share the opportunity to do the same, which is the coaching opportunity. So that's what I mean by we're shares people rather than sales people. We're not saying, here, buy this, this is how much it costs. We're saying, I did this, and people come to us, or we invite people that we think may be interested in the same thing. So one thing that goes along with inviting as well is to be aware of the value of what you're offering. We need to make sure that we have a firm understanding of the value, because if you don't see the value in something, it's really going to be hard to get it across to someone else. So that's something you just have to sit and think about. What have you gained from your journey or the business part of this? What benefits have come your way? Those are the kind of things that you can share with other people. So in order to be confident in what you're doing, in order to be confident moving forward and inviting people to join you, you have to first realize the value of what we have to offer yourself. That's something that I struggled with at the beginning of the business. I was doing the workouts and the shakes and everything, but I still kind of felt like I was trying to sell something to someone, not offering them something of value. But what we're doing is offering a lifestyle change to people, which could be very valuable. So you have to think of it that way, and not that you are trying to sell someone something. And make sure you're adding value to what we have to offer when sharing with others. So what do we have to offer? Okay, lots. For one thing, we offer products that work. They've been tried and tested. We have our own transformations to prove that, numerous stories and transformations from all the programs. Every single one of them work if you do it correctly. We have easy to follow nutrition guides. Convenient way to work out from home. That's a good thing to offer to people that can't get to the gym, childcare, and things like that. We offer support and accountability. That's huge. I talk about that a lot because a lot of people don't realize that is the missing link. All of these people that have yo-yoed on diets and working out, probably all of us included, didn't realize that you need a partner. You need someone to have your back and keep you going and keep you motivated. And maybe not just someone, maybe a whole team of people. I mean, sometimes it takes that. So that's something that we offer. And when someone purchases something from us and we become their coach, they have our full support and accountability. So make sure you are also offering that. You've got to be there for them, walk them through the product and the program, and don't leave them hanging. You're their coach. That's what they're getting when they sign up with you. That's what we're offering. Also, the entire wellness community that they would be introduced to by signing up with Beachbody. On the website, a lot of people use the message boards. You have ways to ask the celebrity trainers questions about the different programs. And then, so large scale, you have a huge community, and then it breaks down into smaller groups. We have Destined for Greatness, which, is our mother group that we can always talk to and find support there. And then we have Counting Stars, and then we have our Success Partners. So it's a whole community that they will be exposed to when they sign up with us. The business opportunity can be huge for someone if they want to take it and run with it. And it's an opportunity that I have not seen elsewhere. So it's something that I'm very passionate about, obviously. So we have that to offer, and so much more. So what I suggest is that you decide what you're most passionate about and lead with that. Of course, you're still going to talk to your potential customers and potential coaches and see what it is that they want and try to speak to them. But when you're talking about things that have happened for you and things that you're the most passionate about, it's coming from your heart, and that makes it more real. So that's always good to do as well. Try to get that in there. Okay, let's see. And of course, just bringing us back to value, all of these things are of great value. That's something major. Each one of these things is something huge that you could offer to someone if that's what they need. So make sure you see the value in what we're doing here yourself, and that you can portray it to others and feel comfortable doing so. Okay, now the next thing we're going to talk about goes along with the confidence and things like that. The fear of rejection. This is huge. This could stump anybody. Nobody likes to hear no. Nobody likes to be rejected. It's an awful feeling. But it's something that in this business you have to work past. And here I would just suggest that you use your why, like we talked about last week. If your why is big enough, then the rejection's not going to matter to you. So this would be a good place to use that if you have a serious fear of rejection. So what if you could take the greatest obstacle standing between you and success and turn it into your greatest asset? You can. You wouldn't think one simple word with 2 tiny letters could have the power to keep countless individuals from realizing their goals and dreams, but it does, day after day, year after year. And those 2 tiny letters are the word no. People are so afraid of rejection that they won't push forward and invite and do what they have to do to be successful in this business. This I really want you to think about. Fear of rejection is the number one reason why people do not prosper in this business. So if you have that fear, that's something you're going to have to get past. Because I want you all to be successful in the business. We all want to be successful in the business. So if this is the number one reason, the number one thing that could stop you from being successful in the business, then it's something that we need to pay a lot of attention to and work really hard to fight against. Face your fears. By actually going out and inviting rejection, you overcome your fear in stages. First, you get rejected and it bothers you. Then you get rejected and it doesn't bother you. Then you get rejected and turn it into an advantage. And finally, you get rejected and you have fun with it. So that kind of leads into what we've talked about before, going for no. And that you kind of make a game out of it. You don't stop communication with someone until you get a no or a yes. And you celebrate those no's, because each no means you're closer to a yes, or closer to finding the right person that is going to be interested and that is going to take off with the business and that is going to benefit greatly from it. So this way you're not so devastated by a no if you played a little game with it. Okay, so there is a book, Go for No, that I suggest everyone read, and these excerpts are from that. Okay, so there are other things that going for no does for you as well. By hearing the word no over and over again, it loses its power over you. If you're hearing the word no, that means you're out talking to people, and that is a real key to success. No doesn't always mean no. It can also mean not right now, so you want to follow up later. But you do have to be able to recognize when it really does mean no. So it is time to move on and not create any bad feelings. By setting goals of hearing a target number of no's each week or month, the impact of each won't be the same as before. The process can help you overcome the roller coaster you sometimes feel in building your business. It may dampen the positive feelings of each yes, not for me, it doesn't. But it will be offset by not feeling down when you get to that next no. I feel like every time you get someone to join you and you get excited for them and that they want to start their journey, especially if it's something that they really need in their life, that you're going to have that excitement. So it's not a problem with me. But another thing to really think about, you have to think about the top 10%. 92% of salespeople give up without hearing a fifth no from a customer. But research shows that 60% of all customers say no 4 times before finally saying yes. So that's where when we get into the overcoming objections, that's where it'll really come into play, because you want to make sure that you're at least finding the root of their objection and making sure that it's a true objection and not just a human nature defense mechanism or something like that. Yes is the destination. No is how you get there. And it's so important to remember that you're planting seeds. With every conversation, every post, and every no, you are at least planting seeds. People are got that little seed in their head that this is what you're doing. They're watching you. You remain consistent, and they will come around. And you can never underestimate the power of a planted seed. I can speak from personal experience on this. Our first Shake and Share that we ever had, all but one person that attended that is now a coach. And the second one that we had, everyone that attended it is a coach. And it took years for everyone to become a coach, but eventually they saw the value and they watched and saw what we were doing and decided to join us. So even someone who gave you a flat out no may eventually join your team and maybe a rock star at your team. You never know. So that's why it's important not to get discouraged by any no's and not to let it stop you, because you are still planting these seeds, and that's huge. Okay, so to the objections, the meat of all of this. Objections are normal, bound to happen, human nature, a defense mechanism, something everyone gets, not necessarily a no, a learning experience, not something to give up over, always just an objection, a challenge. So, of course, I'm going to share all of this in counting stars after the call, so don't worry about trying to write everything down or anything, because we're going to kind of go through these. There's a lot of them. We'll do specific examples of objections that come up in this business and how to help people work through them. Again, we're not trying to talk anyone into doing something that they don't want to do. We're just making sure that they're not doing it for the right reason. Okay? So, and I stole these, by the way, so any spelling errors or anything like that would not be mine. Just kidding. But anyways, I thought they were good, so I just went ahead and copied them. They were shared for use anyway, so it's fine. All right, so one objection would be, I don't have the money. They want you to break down the cost. Well, you're in luck. This month, that program is on super special. It's $140 for the cell bundle that would include the workout program, meal plans, portion control containers, on-demand access, free for 30 days, the challenge group, one-on-one support from me, Shakeology, our superfood shake, that is part of the program for 30 days, and all signed up for your business for free. So basically introducing the challenge pack and the huge savings that they get with that, breaking down the costs. Sounds great, but I don't have the money right now. I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same exact way when I first heard about coaching and the programs. Don't know if you have read my story, and then you would tell your own story, or someone who you can relate back to this person who didn't have the money but found a way to make it work and budget it, or whatever. Worst case scenario. You can also let them know that when they start, they could give themselves a certain amount of time to see if they can do anything with the business, and if it doesn't work out, they got a little help here. They have a program that they can use for life, and if they like the Shakeology, they continue on that. If not, there's the bottom of the bag guarantee, so not the worst thing that can happen. And the next one is the 30-day money-back guarantee. And then number 5 is priorities and comparison. A lot of people think it's a high cost up front, but actually it saved me money. I was paying so many useless fees to the gym I barely used for no support. And because I didn't care about those tiny fees coming out, I never really committed. But when I invested $140 of my hard-earned money, you bet your butt I was going to give it my all for 30 days. I made it a priority. That's huge. It's called skin in the game. If you don't have skin in the game, you're not likely to play as hard as you would if you did. So that's something that you can definitely use. And then also talk about priorities and budgeting, and are they spending money on vitamins? Are they spending money on gym membership fees? And help them budget if they want that from you, or you don't feel like you're overstepping your bounds on that one. Boundaries. I don't have the time. This was my favorite when I was working full time and I had a newborn, and people would tell me they didn't have time, but they didn't have a job or didn't have a kid. I would be like, oh, okay, you don't have time. All right, relate your story. I did that all the time. And also let people know that this business is great for people who are busy. That's the kind of person it takes, because you have to be a motivated self-starter. You can't be lazy, someone who doesn't get things done. So time really isn't an excuse if you are that kind of person. You can talk about the training and how we go over a power hour and figure out the best way to budget your time. And then how the workouts also are designed for people with not a lot of time. We've got several that are 20, 30 minutes long. And then you don't have to drive back and forth to the gym. And of course, you guys can read over all of these. You're going to put any of this in your own words, but they'll be in counting stars, so it can be a reference when you're talking to someone. And I think that'll be good for us to have in our files. Do I have to get the shake? This comes up a lot. Integrity. Well, if you're going to build a successful business, yes. How can you talk to people about a shake and tell them it's the best thing for them? Recommend it to others if you yourself don't know and love it. That is how we keep our integrity intact as coaches. The best results, you can get better results when you use Shakeology, and that's been proven. That actually happened with me, because I started off with just a program, and when I added the shakes, I had way better success with the program. So I have a story I can tell about that, and you can tell your own what the shakes have done for you. It's the best deal in the beginning when you're signing up with a challenge pack, because you basically get a free program with it. Breastfeeding and pregnant, always consult your doctor before trying something new. But we have tons of coaches on the team who I know have used it before, during, after pregnancy, including myself on that one. Okay. I wouldn't be a good coach. Number 1, I'm not at my goal weight. Actually, that's way better. Coaching is about showing people that you are a normal, everyday person who is on a journey to become fitter, healthier, and better. Not that you are perfect. No one relates to perfection. People relate way more to a journey, not already being there. Very common misconception. So that's the whole, would you like someone who's already got a six-pack and completely fit in where they want to be telling you what to do? Some people not so much. They'd rather see someone that's on their journey and in the trenches along with them. It's more of a motivator, and that's a real person. I'm not a salesperson. Great, neither am I. I would hate it if this was sales. There are no sales, minimums, or quotas to fill. We have tons of training on how to not be salesy. We are a company based on peer-to-peer experience, just like the rest of the world today, sharing experiences. with others and hope to inspire them to get started on what has helped us. We don't sell. I don't have a big market, and I'm from a small town. That has nothing to do with it. We are entirely online based. You could be anywhere in the world and work this business. We bring the two. Hold on. And work this business. Fitness and health is the biggest industry in America, and so is convenience. We bring the two together in your home with one solution. We have tons of training on how to reach the 3 billion people in America who are looking for that solution. So that's kind of cool. The spelling and the no capitalization in this is getting to me. Okay. Okay, this is a good one. Someone read your message, committed, and then didn't answer you. We've talked about this a million times. Okay, asking for feedback. Hey, girl, I see you read my message and haven't responded. You were so excited, and I'm so sorry if I made you feel like you couldn't talk to me about your doubts about the program. That is never my intention. I would love to get you started, but totally understand if it's not for everyone. I would love some feedback, though. If you could let me know how I could have explained it better or answered your questions more clearly, I would love to know. I talk to people all day long about making this decision, so I would love to communicate it better. Thank you. Okay, so that's cool. And this would be an example of going for no and not just settling for no answer. Like, hey, could you give me some feedback? I mean, I think that's reasonable to ask. Relate their why. Hey, so you haven't signed up yet. Just wondering if you knew I was holding a spot for you. I was so inspired by the way you wanted to build the business for your little ones while still spending time by their side every day. That is a mission a ton of my coaches are working towards. So that spot is still there for you if you want it. Help me with my goal. I see you still haven't clicked on the link yet. I know you're super busy. We all are. It takes about 3 seconds, and I would love to get you into the group ASAP. I'm also working towards a huge major goal with my team, and you would really help me with that. Let me know. I can see when you read these. Oh, God, I don't know if I would say that. but you could use, that just caught me off guard. You know, I can see when you read these, so hello. That's so funny. Okay, anyway, so, but relating it to a goal that you yourself have wouldn't be that bad. The referral. Okay, guessing this just wasn't for you. No biggie. Was wondering, since you were all about it, if you had any friends or family who would be interested. It's always okay after a no to ask for a referral, or a no response for that matter. Ask for the follow-up. Guessing you never found the time to click on the link, and this is just not your month. I totally understand. I would love to follow up with you next month to see if your funds are in better order. Stay away from the Starbucks. Okay. So anyways, just some little things there. And of course, you would use your own words and only say what you felt comfortable with there. I don't understand social media, and I don't want to post on Facebook. I didn't at first either. What will my friends think? Actually, I was super scared of this at first too, but then I realized the opinions of my friends, as long as I'm not doing anything wrong, means very little. I mean, are their opinions going to further my life, my career, my bank account, get me out of debt? And any friends that would talk about me behind my back about a Facebook post aren't friends I would like to have anyways. So that's good. And then I didn't at first either. I think you would just kind of, especially if you struggle with posting in the beginning, just talk about how you got past that. Social media is the future. I guess you're just saying get with it. I've built a 6-figure business from Facebook alone on my couch, dining room table, and home office. Enough said. LOL. JK. Make sure you use a lot of internet lingo with the person who's not comfortable with social media. JK, LOL, LMFAO. But if you think about it, our entire society gets their news articles, product reviews, hotel reviews, car blah, blah, blah from social media. You would be silly not to take advantage of that. Also offer your help and support. You know, anything you struggle with social media-wise, I can help you, or one of our team members can help you. We've got people that know what they're doing when it comes to that. Grasping at straws excuses. Oh, understand your potential objections are your potential objections are their limiting beliefs. They only exist if you let them. They are all an attempt to protect themselves from fear of failure and rejection. I'll have to ask my husband. Okay, great. Do you know a time when you will talk to him? I remember talking to mine about it, and we agreed on a time limit because it was important to me. But he is super supportive and ultimately wants me to be healthy and happy and work on me. But we said if it didn't work within 3 months, I could cancel free of charge. Let me know if he wants to chat with my hubby. So that's cool. I'm an introvert. Okay, awesome. Actually, the majority of our top coaches in our company are introverts. 6 of the top 10 coaches are very private, introverted people. That has very little bearing on success. It actually makes you a better, more intimate, connecting kind of coach, and we are lucky that all of our interactions are online. Very little face-to-face action. Don't hide behind being shy. That's all in your head. I already drank another protein shake. That doesn't come up often, but you guys can read over that one. But I have to pay $15.95 per month. Yeah, I mean, the business fee is very little compared to any other business that you would try to start up. So anyways, we're kind of running low on time here, but there's some more just grasping at straws objections here that you guys can read over because I will post them in Counting Stars after the call. And these are some suggested ratings that go over these things as well. Go for no, which I talked about earlier, and the compound effect. So you guys can look at both of those, and I hope these help, and you can go back and use the references whenever you need to because they'll be there.